going to do a two-part thing right now. Um, so I'm on a slab called Ribbon Trail. It is a gnarly bike trail that goes to the edge of this. And I don't know how in the world they do it, but there is a trail that goes down, and it's steeper than I even would like to walk or hike down. You'd be sliding on your butt, and it goes down there. But just to give you a little view, so so way out there, there's white buildings. Way out there is the airport. This is Grand Junction in the Grand Valley. Um, then you have Fruta over here. Um, the Colorado River. Let's see, I'm trying to figure it. So Colorado River, I think, goes. Yeah, so that green strip right there, I think, is a Colorado River. Toby, come back. Tobias, come here, please. Toby. Um, but I'm on a section. So this, I think that's called like Serpent's Tail, maybe, or no. But that's Colorado National Monument, and it basically winds on this thing. Um, but I'm on a big slab of rock, and this is actually didn't see any. It's a conservation area sponsored by BLM. And then out here is the Book Cliffs, and that would be a raven. I don't know if you can see it right there. He's just flying, taunting my dog. And then you have, um, so you can probably see White Mountains right there. So that is towards, if you go, there's a break in the canyon right there. You can see that little cut. And it cuts and it winds through and goes that way. Um, and that's all Rocky Mountains. Then you have the Great Grand Mesa. That's about 10 or 11,000 feet. It's the largest, or yeah, I think the largest flat top mountain in the world. However, it's not a mountain. If you look on the sides of it, you'll realize that it has volcanic ash. And it's actually throwing volcanic ash around here too. You can find volcano pieces out here, or volcanic rock. I There's a whole lot of theories that go beyond it. Um, so then we're gonna pan over here, so you can see you see those white peaks way out there. That is the San Juan Mountains. That is probably, that's a good 2 to 3 hour drive. Like if you go to Ouray, and that would be in those peaks or on the very edge of them, and that's where Telluride and that type of thing is. But I'm doing this to show you that our world is. You're looking. The Grand Mesa, from me to the Grand Mesa, you're talking about 30 and 40 miles. From here to the San Juans, you're talking about probably 70 or 80 miles, if not more than that. So, does that look like it's flat to does that look like it's rounded to you? With all the sky, you see the sky, and you see the skyline. Does that look like it has any type of curvature at all to it? You're seeing a more than 180-degree view, and yeah, that's flat as can be. If it were curved, you would actually see a curve, and if I took a laser pointer and directed it all the way out here, you would see that it's flat as can be. But I don't know. I wanted to do a little geology lesson, but this right here, this slab of rock is a pretty cool rock. There aren't many places where you have big old slabs of rock. It goes up here, and it goes down there quite a bit, and that's my dog. But and God says that He, His invisible and visible qualities are all around us. The winds and the clouds move by Him. The winds, it is not a spinning ball. It's the winds are moved because there's angels moving them. There's people on the there's 4 angels specifically on the 4 corners. Um, and that's in several different spots in the Bible. Um, but um, what I'm realizing though is how many times I've been lied to, distracted, and not living my true self. I was watching Druid, I think it's called Druid Peak. It's on YouTube. And we have an attachment to nature that we have lost. Some of us is a lot more stronger than others. And we have a lot stronger connection to it because we can we get benefits off of grounding and being a part of this earth and the energies that are coming off of it. Um, but I mean, my question becomes, who do you follow, and um, who is the person that guides your thoughts and that guides your way in your life? Is it God, or is it that distractive mess down there? That distractive mess is a lot of city. And I find that when I'm down in that mess, I'm not able to experience stuff. I have limited myself throughout most of my life. I was supposed to have taken backpack trips and done all kinds of stuff. Instead, I allow the world to dictate a lot of stuff, um, and I mean, it's God is giving us an opportunity to enjoy the surroundings. I mean, we have so many wonderful places. I mean, just around Grand Junction, there's hundreds of trails, and hundreds of places to visit. I mean, this is all that reddish rock is the Colorado National Monument. I'm on the Ribbon Trail, which is off of the Colorado National Monument. It's not on the monument. It's a there's a trail or a road called the Little Park Road. But I do this trying to get away and get more with God. In my opinion, this is His church. This is all His handiwork. I mean, you can see these peaks, and I mean, you can see the diverse nature of how things are. And yeah, I mean, we may call it geology. We may have our interpretation, but our interpretations are wrong. We're claiming that this happened over millions of years because that is what the guide that we have. It's like the only way that, like, we don't look by what God does and how God can move things instantly. He can move things from here to there instantly. If I wanted, I mean, if I really had faith, I could move these plants and move them from here to there. But I mean, it's like our faith is knocked, and the older we get, the more your faith is. It's harder to believe in something because we've had so many opportunities where things didn't work out and things didn't go our way, and things just didn't line up with what we believed. However, you're never old enough, or to restart and do things differently. I'm in my 40s, and I've changed jobs so many times. There's been so many different opportunities, but I've always tried to get away. I've always tried to go hiking and get out there. But I mean, you have experiences that are right outside your door. Like, you can go hiking and biking, and you can go play tennis or pickleball. I mean, don't limit yourself. God is trying to get you out there and trying to get you to see things differently. But what the devil has done is he's made gaming systems and made ways of entertainment that are not biblical in whatsoever ways. Hey, let's shoot up people, because that's not biblical at all. But yeah, obviously I'm being sarcastic. But if you want to live a more biblical life, you have to get rid of gaming. You need to get rid of the TV and other things. You need to open up your Bible, look at the Apocrypha, and other things because it has a lot to say. Tabby, where are you going? Hey, come here, please. Sorry, my dog is exploring like he normally does. But yeah, you can see how twisted nature this tree is, and this is actually a juniper tree, and this is where you get gin berries from. I think there's some on the ground, so there. But and here's cacti and stuff. It looks like my dog has one in his paw. But all this was made and created for you to experience. And sorry, give me a second. Okay, you're gonna have to go this way. Sorry, my dog has gotten himself into a pickle. But yeah, don't limit. I mean, this is what God can do to you. It's like he limits or not God, but the devil. He can put cacti patches, and it doesn't feel too good on the paws, like my dog has figured out. But yeah, this is kind of our lives. I mean, it's like we're pure white as snow when it regards us. And then what can happen is we can get it all messed up because of the dirt and other things that are in our lives. And we can get really affected by the stuff that's going on around us. And it limits who we are. And God tries to bring us back to him and tries to show us differently of how to use different ways and means to whatever. But our guide should be the Bible. It should be your go-to to see. It's like, okay, is this something that I should be doing? Is this what does the Word of God say about clothing or about joking and jesting or anything? And if it says against it, then you don't do it. It's when you go against it that you'll find yourself in a world of hurt. And sadly, many people take pastors' words or people that are so-called professionals when these so-called professionals are the ones that are misguiding and misleading and doing all kinds of things. Toby, this way. But I've learned to research stuff, and I'm warning you to research and go to God, and because he says that I will give you wisdom and discernment, and all you have to do is ask for it. He wants you to tithe, and he wants you to do things, because this world's about to change. It's about to get very ugly, and it's about to all this. I mean, I've been shown peaks and stuff where there's an earthquake and the stuff falls on the ground. And I've also been shown a flood. And what I believe is there'll be a flood or a tsunami, and it'll surge. You saw over there how there's that big valley, and that's from Utah. And it'll surge up into this valley. And also there's like 300 something lakes up there. And when those reservoirs break, they'll go flooding down the Grand Mesa and into, there's another river that goes in front of the Grand Mesa right here that's called the Gunnison. But the Colorado River comes down, there's a Knott's right in there, I think. Or maybe it'd be a little bit further over. But the Colorado River goes down through there. We're about to enter the tribulation period. And it's a time when God's hand and the hand comes off completely, and you will have to live through some very terrible, awful times, and it won't be easy. There'll be limited amounts of food, and if you're not okay with places like this that are rugged and not good, then you're not going to make it. But yeah, you can see. But this is why I get out. I mean, I find stuff like this all the time, no matter where I've been. I've lived in Wisconsin and Minnesota and Arkansas and Florida, Georgia, Alabama. And I find places like this, but you can see how it's carved out. This is not the trail down. I don't know if the trail down is over there or if it's down there, but it's very, very much a bad way down. So, so it's not easy to get down. Toby, where are you going? My dog is off exploring. But so the question is, are you going to live your same life and allow the world to dictate you, or are you going to take up your cross and live differently? Toby, get away from the edge, please. Toby, hey, no, get away. Sorry, he's scaring the crap out of me. He was right there, and as you know, there's a big drop off, and yeah, so but yeah, so when we allow God to lead, he leads us to some amazing areas. He can change things in an instant for you. He can deposit you wherever he needs to have you go. It's just you have to trust him. He has ways way beyond your understanding. There are multi-dimensions, multi-different timelines, and if he wants, he can deposit you on something completely different. But you have to be open to those kinds of concepts and ideas. But yeah, so I'm here warning you about what's coming and who to lead by. Because if you listen to TV and music and movies and all this crap, it's gonna lead you the wrong way. But if you come out here to places like this where you can see really far into the distance, then God can show you different things. This is where he undistraction can speak to you, because your mind is free. But I've seen quite a few dreams that are happening, and and there's quite a few prophets that I trust, and what I do with prophets is ask for discernment and make sure that they're saying the right thing and doing the right thing before I trust them. And if they say something and it doesn't come true, don't believe them. And yes, I would say that there are some things that I've said that didn't come true, and I apologize for it. So I'm just doing the best I can, and that's all I can do. So, but I'm just out here trying to point the way and point the arrow back to God, because without God, your life is meaningless. Without God, it's gonna get rough. But yeah, so Little Park Road, just to give you an idea. So you can see the indentation, that's Little Park Road, right there. And it goes down to Grand Junction. But yeah, there are some amazing things, like you can see the sheer things. There are some amazing plants out here. It's incredibly dry. The further you go down, the drier it is. But because of the snow and other things, some plants can live out here. Like these are pinyon and juniper trees. And they have adapted ways to survive out here. Like here, for instance, you can see the pinyon and see how short the needles are. If you're familiar with the longer variety needles, they're as long as my finger. And so, but yeah, this guy, because of adaptations, he's able to take a lot less. And there's sap on it, and you can actually use the sap. You can see the sap on there, this crusty looking stuff on top of it. You can actually make glue out of it. I could probably get pinyon nuts out of this if I take it off and break it open. But yeah, you can get lots of calories from these things. But yeah, so this is the amazing view I have. And this actually is very easy to get to. There's a parking lot. Let's see, I can actually even see it. There's cars right there that glimmer. That's where my car is, and it's just a short quarter to half a mile, and then you can get up on top of this. I've actually done this in the past. In New Mexico, there was Table Rock, and we watched the skies at night. I'm sure if you had a meteor shower and you came out here, it'd be quite amazing, or even with stars. But that down there causes a lot of issue because you have a lot of the street glare coming off of that. And the critters out here, there aren't really, I mean, yeah, you have coyote. Black bear have already gone into hibernation but aren't really here. There's not enough for them to eat. Just think if you were an animal and if you look around and don't see a whole lot of food, why would you be here? Coyotes are in here because they can eat lizards and rabbits and all kinds of stuff. But yes, please go to God. Please get in your Bible, because tomorrow you could be doing something different. Also, I need to say this real quick. So they're pushing stuff. So there's a thing called pharmakia, and that goes with any drugs and anything. Yes, we can use, we're not supposed to really, but as all these plants and stuff are supposed to provide what we need to live. But there's a thing called pharmakia that's kind of like sorcery, and that's like your modern day drug stuff coming from. And so we have to be very careful and do not take any, I don't know what word I can use that won't send this off. So any so things that all of them have been tainted with certain things. I've heard that same substance they're trying to put in lettuce and tomatoes. These people are wicked. They're also putting all kinds of stuff in our water and in all the food we eat, so you have to be very cautious with what you eat. So just be very cognizant of what you allow into your body. Do not trust any person unless you go to God first. Go to God. Even with Mr. T, Rump, be very cautious with who you trust, because they can mislead you, and it says even the elect will be misguided, and we can be led astray. So just be very cautious. And anyway, thank you for joining me. Hopefully you got to see some sights and see some cool geology and that type of thing. But yeah, there's a lot of this out here out west. But you can almost see, like, if you can imagine like a shoreline, like if this were flat, I mean, if I were going like this, does that not look like shoreline to you? It's been popped up, and so I don't know. Yeah, so that's flat. So that's me looking at it from flat. But okay, well, thank you for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed the view. I got something from the video. Have a good day.